scary feeling, to have, just like the outage for the formula.
Some of the shelves are very bare. Like anything that you need, far as medical-wise, it's not there.
Those are just two of the millions of concerned parents who can't find medication for their children. It's especially terrifying if you're traveling with kids over the holidays. From our NewsNation digital team, triple-demic spread. Patients worry at scarcity of kids' meds. CVS Health has placed a 2-product limit on all children's pain relief products. Walgreens is limiting customers online to 6 purchases. The shortage is happening at the worst possible time. RSV, the flu, and COVID are all surging, especially among young kids. If it feels like deja vu, it's because we've dealt with a number of shortages of everything from diesel fuel to baby formula, heating oil, Adderall, the list goes on. And of course, all of this started with toilet paper. Peter Pitts is here, former associate commissioner of the FDA, also a professor at the University of Paris Medical School. Professor, it's good to see you. Thank you. Boy, we've got to stop meeting like this.
Well, unfortunately, not only is it deja vu relative to shortages, it's deja vu relative to what the FDA is doing about it. They say that they're talking to manufacturers, helping to make sure that they can connect the dots with the various component parts that they need, but there really isn't any shortage of component parts. It really is a problem of volume. More people are buying more volume more regularly, and they're stockpiling it, not surprisingly, because they saw what happened during baby formula. It's time for the FDA to take the next step, which is to bring in some of these products from outside our own borders, just like they did with baby formula.
Well, yeah, but that's not even working with baby formula. Operation Fly Formula that we all got invited out to the tarmac to see the planes landing, it still hasn't fully restocked the shelves. Sales of kids' medications to treat pain and fever up 65% from this time last year. That's according to the Consumer Healthcare Products Association. In that sense, is it really fair to blame either the FDA or the manufacturers? If you put a 65% increase on any product year over year, you're going to have shortages of it.
Well, there's a triple-demic, as you mentioned, and people are stockpiling. If I were a parent, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. When my kids were little, you wanted to make sure that the bottles you had at home didn't jam closed because of all the sugar. Parents are doing what they think are the right thing. So the shortages aren't surprising. I guess the big difference is the shelves aren't bare. Limiting purchases isn't the same as the product isn't available. So maybe there's a little bit of good news in there.
At least some of the shelves that we're seeing are bare in different parts of the country with specifically the individual pain and fever products, specifically then for kids. Can the FDA really do anything about this? They're not manufacturers, they're regulators.
Well, I think what they can do is act as facilitators. They can facilitate conversations, not just one way between the agency and manufacturers, but between distributors such as Walgreens, CVS, et cetera, as well. They can be the fair middleman to make sure everybody knows exactly what's going on. The FDA really needs to have its pulse on what's happening, so they're the ones that can inform the public as to the reality. Parents don't really know where to go to find out the truth, and I think the FDA should step into that vacuum and play the role of expert, which is what they are.
Yeah, I think about Robert Califf, who's the head of the FDA, and Walensky at the head of the CDC. Is this a failure of leadership? You've got these shortages that keep happening. Once is a coincidence, twice is once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is an enemy action, or at the very least is perhaps preventable, right?
Sure. I think Rob Califf has to understand that one of the FDA's key roles in its mission is to be in charge of making sure the supply chain works. It's not mission creep. It is an additional new role the FDA has to play. But when you look at baby formula, someone's got to be in charge of the supply chain, and the FDA seems.
What's next? We go through toilet paper. We've got antibiotics. We have Adderall. We have baby formula. Then we had obviously these pain and fever medicines for kids. What's next, and have you seen anything from the FDA that they're trying to prevent the what's next?
Well, the FDA has to identify where shortages might happen based on limited manufacturing. Obviously, with baby formula and with a lot of these cough and cold products, only a few large manufacturers make the entire U.S. supply. The FDA has to identify where those players are and make sure they can have volumetrics should one of them close down.
Have you seen any efforts by the FDA to do that as you've talked to other people in the industry? Is the FDA starting to become proactive, or are they just sitting on their hands like they did with baby formula and so many of these other issues?
I think, unfortunately, they're still sitting on their hands waiting for the problems to fix themselves, and that's not going to happen. They've got to step up.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.